Oh, excuse me.
Did you just come in cough in my ear?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I just coughed. I didn't come and cough. Yep. So we're just waiting for Dave because he's useless and he's late as per usual.
You are playing DayZ. I see it. So don't blame Dave.
Right, no, hang on. I'm closing. It's gone. I'm not playing it. It's gone.
Dave was trying to cheat on you as well before, getting achievements again.
Yeah, he's been playing DayZ all day. I've seen him get loads of achievements today.
Ah, damn.
Son of a bitch, I know.
Yeah, I would skip the Christmas card for this year.
It's going to get worse than that, I tell you. Oh dear. Well, I thought I saw you in here early, so I'll go see what Dave's doing.
I was just sitting here, getting my soda ready.
Yeah.
Because I saw you're still playing. So, okay, he's not gonna join for a while, anyways. So I wandered off.
I've been waiting for a message from Dave. He's gone off to have dinner, and he just hasn't come back. It might just be you and me. Who knows?
Who needs Dave, anyways? It's fine.
That's what I keep saying.
At least, that's the German part of me. I'm always on time. I'm always a little bit early, usually. I'm never late.
Yeah, to be fair. All right, well, I'll jump out, and I'm not going to tell him that we've had a conversation to begin with, and he can find out when the episode goes out.
Sounds good.
All right, dude. Well, I shall see you maybe in 5-10 minutes.
Yep, sounds good. See you in a bit.
Hello?
David.
Wow, that was a bit formal.
What? David? Senor David?
Yeah, very formal.
I have to be formal today because we've got a very special guest today.
A very special guest.
I'm wearing a tuxedo. I know it's a podcast, but I like to dress the part,
I'm like on like a Zoom call, but for a job interview, where you're wearing like shorts and a nice top and tie.
Yeah, just let it hang loose down there. Like
yeah. And then when you stand up to go to the toilet, like
surprise.
Surprise, motherfucker. See our German friend sitting in Let's Talk.
Yep, so we've got Sauwercraud to interview today.
Meine Herren.
Got your questions ready?
Always.
Do you actually have your questions ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. You've been practicing your German as well.
Oh, no, I'll get that from the missus, man. The missus is just yeah. They say yeah, and they say what, and yeah.
What? White yars?
No, they just say that's how they pronounce, like, they're like, what? It's like, no, it's white. No, it's white. Like, no, it's definitely not.
Like, whatever you say.
Oh, and they call roundabout circles.
Well, they are. I mean, it's not a lie.
Yeah, it's not wrong. It's not a lie. But then they call traffic lights robots. So you turn right at the robots and straight over at the circle.
Is that true?
Genuine. We should. What's that? Who's that South African geezer? The one that used to be in our Discord.
Oh, Totten.
Oh, yeah, Totten from Durban.
Yeah, Totten from lives down by the robot. Down by the double robots.
He eats the cat food.
You fucking prawn.
You fucking prawn.
Hey, I don't think we've done South African accent on the. This is what the fuck is going on. We've finally got a German guy on the podcast,
no.
and we change our accent that we do. What? Mad.
All right, so
if you want to, well, shall we just we'll just go into it, shall we?
Yeah. So today's our special guest. He is Sauwercraud, the gaming can.
The talking gaming can.
Yeah.
I've never actually seen him. He might actually be a can.
He's quite old. He's quite an old gentleman. I believe he's
an old rusty can.
Oh, yeah, rusty as hell. He's I believe he's 51.
Oh, I don't know.
Actually, I don't know if he's that bit old. I think he might be like 48.
Well, maybe we'll ask him.
Maybe we will. Maybe that's one of my questions.
Well, welcome to Friendly, a DayZ podcast, Ep.19 The One with Sauwercraud.
No, 19.
19? No.
19.
19. Okay, playing the intro now. Bye.
That scared me.
That was Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Guten Tag, meine Herren.
Wie geht's? Alles gut?
Alles klar?
Oh, I have to say, hello. That's what I need to say.
A real German to say it like that.
Hello, my dear. So let's see British.
This is already going off-piste, and I'm not sure how I can regain control.
That's not going to happen.
Get the reins, Andy. Get the reins. Look in your book.
How are you getting on? How are you doing?
I feel like I lost my job.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. You know, there's a bit of relief because I don't have to stare at 12 empty servers anymore, just one. But it is kind of weird, yeah.
Mm. Well, we'll cover that bit. We're going to do that in a on its.
We'll give everyone the context. We'll let everyone know what the context is of this. So
sure.
We think that deserves its own little bit in this podcast episode, but this episode is more about server ownership and how everything around being a server owner, and then we'll talk about your specific case and your news really and everything like that, and we'll whack that in there somewhere as well.
Yep.
And we'll see where the wind takes us.
Sure.
Dave promised me he's got some questions ready, so I'm going to let him kick off.
Yeah, I have got questions. I've written them down. I'm looking at my list. I'm checking it twice. I'm going to see if Sauwercraud was naughty or nice. And he's been nice to us. So Sauwercraud, we've known you for a little bit of time now. And we've enjoyed your company. And hopefully you've enjoyed our company. We just want to say, how long have you been a server owner for? And how long have you done it for?
It's been pretty much exactly 4 years, 1 month, and 13 days.
Pretty much exactly.
Yeah, just roughly there. I'm just going to, in the ball region of there, just chuck a dart in the dartboard and just pluck it out, yeah.
A tiny bit over 4 years, yeah.
Yeah, because I think you hosted your first Taskmaster event, didn't you, on 4-year anniversary?
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, that was the 4-year anniversary, January 15th, yeah.
I'm paying attention, Dave. I'm paying attention to what's going on in the community.
We like the community. We like it. And Sauwercraud is a massive part, especially amongst us ourselves, as well as the other podcasts as well. Sauer is a good presence.
I wouldn't say I'm a massive part of it. I'm a little bit fluffy, but I'm trying to lose weight again.
Oh, fuck's sake. I was like, you're going to have to explain that, and then it got me. So how did it start? How did it start become, like your first server, or what happened? Tell us the story.
So, how long shall I go back?
4
years, 3 months and 13 days, or
2 hours and 12 minutes.
Actually, it started way earlier than this. I had my first DayZ server in 2013.
Wow.
There was the DayZ mod days back then.
Yeah.
And I hosted an Epoch server. So that's how it started, basically. I encountered somebody on YouTube who was playing on a Epoch server, and I said, oh, holy crap, that's exactly what I wanted. This is basically what I was waiting for. This is the game I want. Mm-hmm. And you couldn't play single player anyway, so you might as well try to set up a server. So I fiddled around with it a bit and had an Epoch server running in a day or so, I believe. And it was super fun, yeah. So
for the uninitiated, and me included, what's an Epoch server?
So Epoch is a mod for DayZ mod. It's still around somewhat. So Epoch is still around. Which introduced traders, and that was basically the main thing. What Epoch did. There were a couple of different mods back then, huge ones, Origins, for example, which started basically with the outbreak of the infection, basically. So you had to find the patient number one, and Epoch was a little bit toned down, and it started first. And they introduced Trader because it was really difficult back then just to gear up. That's not like today, so you know exactly where you need to run.
Yeah.
And get your gear. That was not possible.
Okay, so it was like a set of like rules or certain mods or whatever that changed the base game. Yeah.
It was a mod pack. It was a mod pack basically. Like today when you say, okay, you could run a DayZ expansion server. There's a lot of things you can enable. You can enable, but you don't need to. And it was exactly the same back then with Epoch for Arma 2.
Ah, cool.
So you've been around. You've been around the block, sir.
Yeah, I played this game for way too long.
Haven't we all? Like?
And I had my up and downs as well, yeah.
What would you say like is the biggest difference then from hosting and running a server back then to now? Is it easier now? Is it more challenging? Is there an obvious change in the player base? That kind of stuff.
I would say the player base might not have changed that much compared to back then. The difference is it was way harder to host back then. There was not just like there is, for example, now with launchers and that sort of thing. It was kind of difficult. So you had to read everything up. And of course, it was really early days. I mean, the DayZ mod was out maybe 9-10 months or so. And so you had to read everything up and figure it out yourself, more or less.
Yeah.
Nowadays, with the community, it's a bit easier. But in general, it was easy to run a successful server because there weren't that many around.
Yeah, not like now where you can just like fling Nitrado like a couple of bucks and get a couple of servers running, you know. So
yeah, so that was the main difference basically. You had to host it yourself. So I just had a spare computer running next to me and fired that thing up.
I think I can't remember when it was, maybe about a month ago. I think you were talking to Everyone Knows Dave, and I think most of your servers, if not all of them, they're self-hosted, aren't they?
Yeah.
Have you ever used it a third party or anything? Or
no, I used to once, and the company went bust with all the money, so I stopped. Yeah, so that was the main thing. So when we go back to DayZ standalone server hosting, how I started was I started as a player on that server. So I played on a server which was called Volsus Generis, which was hosted by a French guy in the UK. And we were really a nice community. I still have a lot of friends from back then, so the 4 years ago. He decided to shut down after, I believe it must have been 6 months running or so.
Oh.
And then I said, no, don't shut it down. Don't shut it down. I'll take it. I haven't even been admin before. Nothing like that. So I said, no, I'm gonna take it. I invested so much time on the server. I made so I started doing clothing and special items for the server as well. You know, food, special food and that sort of thing. So no, I really would like to keep it. If you don't want to do it anymore, I take it over. And he basically just gave me the server. And then I paid from then on.
Okay, so us guys that, like you said, the guys that just randomly pop onto the computer. When you hosted a community server, you either run it through your computer, so the server's running out of your computer, or you go to a third party and then they deal with certain things. So when you've got it on your own computer, like you done, it's more in depth. You have to do a lot of stuff. I take it.
No, it's actually not more. It's not more work than hosting Nitrado.
What?
No, it really isn't. It's actually fairly easy. I mean, I not only run DayZ servers, I run a couple of games. It's really not that complicated to do. The only thing is it's quite pricey.
Oh, okay. And you've got to have a computer that's up to top spec.
Yeah. Everyone else Dave said yesterday to me, so you have probably the beefiest DayZ server in the world. So it might be. I'm not sure. It's fairly up to spec. It's a Threadripper server, one of them. And the other one is a dual Xeon Gold. So, yeah.
Bloody hell! So you can fly a spaceship.
Yeah, I mean, so I planned from the beginning. So I had a little tiny a box when I came back from the US to Germany. I had a little tiny box, an old ProLiant server, and they can't handle that anymore. So DayZ likes DDR4 better and lots of it if possible. So as soon as I had my job again, I saved the money. Basically, every single euro I had went into a server, and I built everything up. So I spent about 80,000 euro last year in 6 months.
Jesus.
Which brings us on to my next point: is financially. Financially, how much does setting you back as such? How much does it cost you to own? So you ran about 5 to 6 servers at one point, I noticed.
No, 14 was the highest.
Only okay.
Yeah. So I was usually I had between 10 and 12 maps running, and plus a Rust server, BeamMP, Unreal Tournament 99 server.
Cool. What game? What a
Unreal
game!
Tournament, man. We played that year, didn't we? We played that.
Yeah.
Twisted Metal and Unreal Tournament. They were the two games back in the day, weren't they, Andy?
Fucking love that Unreal.
Yeah, that game got me hooked on FPS.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it was either that or GoldenEye.
GoldenEye 64, man.
I never had a console. It was really weird. So I played Unreal Tournament on my Mac.
On your what?
Yeah,
Jesus.
You can't game on the Mac. It's been proven. It cannot be done.
No, it worked really well actually.
Be done.
Back in the day, some devs still did two binaries, one for Windows, one for Mac.
When you started doing this, was the whole world black and white?
I mean, I grew up with a black and white TV.
Oh, you pressed the button. You wanted to go to you want to go to channel 2 and you're on channel 1, so you press channel 2 and channel 1's button popped out.
or you just leave it because the TV is too far away.
You have to get up and push the button.
There was no remote or anything. No, it was
Oh mate, you got some time invested in this then, Sauer.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, I really became a gamer with Unreal Tournament. I think that's what I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, and it cost you a bit of an arm and a leg really to run all them servers.
Yeah.
But I guess you don't need that hardware though. That's what I was saying, right? So that's probably that's way over spec than what you actually need to run a server.
Yeah, for sure. I always plan for the future. Basically, I say, okay, what spec do I need to run a couple of different games on a server?
Yeah, but nothing comes for free, and it's going to have to stung you in the old wallet.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but there's some commitment there. In all fairness, you've been putting on some great servers over the time that we've known you, as well as probably long before we've met you. So, and that's been a financial burden, as to say.
Yeah, but I didn't mind. I mean, that's some hobby. It's not like I thought, oh, I'm going to set up a DayZ server. I'm going to get filthy rich. It's not going to happen. I mean, there's no way. So the thing is, if you run a server, you have to invest in it all the time. And that's the one thing I could not do. So I don't have, let's say, a budget of $1,500 a month to pay a modder to make some exclusive stuff. I don't have that money, so that's not gonna. That hurts my soul.
Is that how much that costs?
Yeah, roughly.
Whoa.
So
Jesus.
I mean, so I've always done everything myself. So if I need a mod, I pay the modder. I say, okay, I would like. I see you have a mod on the workshop. I would like some changes. How much would it cost? And then they did it for me. And that's basically where most of the money went, besides the running costs. So the initial purchase is, of course, a huge hit for the hardware, but you still have to pay for maintenance. You have to pay for CF Cloud, for proper administration if you're not on your computer and that sort of thing. You have to pay for a podcast so they interview you.
Cut it out.
Cut
Stop the recording.
No, for example, I've been supporting Vobo for over a year, with the highest tier in Patreon.
I wanted to ask you about this because you have been appearing in Wobo's videos as a special thank you at the beginning for as long as I can remember.
It's been a while, yeah.
So what is that about, and how did that come? Do you let him do his science experiments on your servers, or what's the crack there? Tell me the story.
No, I really like what he does.
He anally experiments on you.
Yeah, no. I tried to tell him, so if you need a server for testing, I give you one. Just use it. That's it. He said no, he doesn't need to because he uses the DayZ DIAC for everything basically. And I said okay, that's fine. But if you ever want, let me know. I'm gonna make one for you. And he's too humble. No, he does a really good job. I mean, he asks questions I never knew I needed answers for. And it's super interesting.
Yeah, I didn't realize I had to shoot like that bit of item in the, wall bang someone from that, you know what I mean, and all that sort of stuff.
So how come you always appear at the front of his videos? Like special thanks to Wolves of DayZ / Gaming Can.
Yeah, because he has tiers,
Oh, so it's a Patreon thing?
It's a Patreon thing, yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, because
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever explained. It's just like a special thanks to these guys for making this video possible. So I thought like he was like doing like experiments on you.
No, he doesn't. Yeah, but it's basically what Boydie did for like ever as well. I mean, he's been, since Wobo has been back, he has been the #1 slot in the thanks with the 80 other podcast. So yeah, the Patreon is really a good tool sometimes to at least get your name out. It doesn't help. I don't think I ever got a player for Wobo. Not really. Maybe a few, but it's just giving support. He does so much for the community as well. So
doesn't he just?
Yeah. I don't mind. That's why I was asking you guys for a long time why you don't have a Patreon.
Well, the thing, so we're going to talk about this episode, and Dave and I need to talk about it a little bit more in depth. But we're at a point where really we're going to start thinking about putting advertisements on the podcast episodes.
Yeah.
So not necessarily to make money, but to make the podcast better. So, for instance, let's say we made 40 quid a month. We can invest that in getting like a t-shirt made, and then we can have a competition and then give the t-shirt away, and then it actually hasn't costed us anything.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And all it's going to be is just I don't know what the ads are on Spotify, like a 12 to 15 second advert, advertising Fleshlight or something.
No, it's gonna be HelloFresh or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can skip them as well, so it doesn't work like YouTube clicks or anything, or YouTube rates or anything like that. It's as long as it's in the episode, you get that funding for it. So it works. It's a little bit more unintrusive, and the person listening can just skip ahead 15 seconds, and that's it done. It's cool. But yeah, we're gonna tease it out there, I think, and see what people think about it. But I think it will be a good thing. It's more almost an inevitable thing, I think, in this day and age.
Yeah. I always thought, I should be really the only idiot who works for free and spends a lot of money, and that's why I have a couple of Patreons I pay monthly for. Nothing to do with DayZ necessarily. So in general.
Oh, OnlyFans.
No, OnlyFans. That got expensive really quick.
Oh man!
Oh, I didn't know we were adding this into the equation. Right, how long have you got?
I got a couple of hours. No worries about it.
I just think in this day and age, it's slightly inevitable, and you should kind of expect it. It's a bonus if you don't have things like adverts and that. But the way we want to use it is to simply provide better content or something for the end user, which would be the listeners, right? Whether it be competition like stuff, or whether it be I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. That's what I'm saying. Dave and I really need to talk about it off air. But yeah, the money side of it is definitely. People shouldn't shy away from that because it's definitely a thing, isn't it? People shouldn't pretend that everything's free.
You see it on all the streamers' sort of streams as well. This, for instance, I use his name a lot. The Running Man's. He has he puts exactly. He puts ads out on the Twitch. When he's going on to his Code Brown or something like that, and he does explain to him. Listen, look, the ads. You don't particularly have to sit through me sitting there AFK up the top of the stairs of a stilted green or something. You might as well just watch this 15-second ad. It's just all good all the way around. Do you know what I mean? It's just a necessary that needs to happen.
I see it a little bit differently. It's not about the product in the end. So I feel like people should get paid for work.
Yeah. This is true. Well, me and Andy, we don't particularly see it as work at the moment at all in any way, shape, or form. This is our hobby. This is our hobby. Oh, you do. You have to listen to me
because Andy needs to cut everything.
I have to sit and listen to Dave's voice for an hour, and then I need to listen to it for a few more hours editing it.
He loves his voice, man. He bloody loves his voice.
At the beginning, that's one thing I wanted to mention as well. At the beginning, when I listened to the first episode of you guys, I recognized Andy's voice. I said, "What the heck? That can't be." So I don't know if you ever noticed it. Do you know Soviet Womble?
Yeah.
I know Soviet Womble, yeah.
You sound exactly like him.
Oh, I thought you was going to say something else. Then really? No.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Soviet Womble's from Aylesbury, I believe.
Is he?
Yeah,
no,
so I believe.
No. Wasn't he Blackpool?
Nah, Blackpool's up north. He's more of where he's originally from, where his accent comes from. He may live in Blackpool now, but I believe it was Aylesbury. I remember it was at a barbecue. I was at a barbecue and someone said, "Oh, I love watching Soviet Womble's videos," and I was just like, "Yeah." And they was like, "Oh, do you know he's from Aylesbury?" And I was like, "No, I did not, but I don't particularly know if it is as gospel, but his accent does marry on."
But I'll use that information one day in a podcast.
Yeah, randomly. Yeah,
it's not necessarily the accent. It's the intonation.
Yeah, it might be then.
It's so similar. It's the voice. The voice is so close. It's At the beginning, I thought, okay, Soviet Womble is doing a side gig.
Should we do one more question on this middle bit?
Let's do one more question on this.
Cool. I've got one more. Right. So, what is the one bit of advice you'd give someone who said, "Hey, Sauer, I want to run my own server. What do I do? What do I need to know?"
Don't.
Don't.
Yeah. No, seriously, it's basically a barrel of fish. DayZ server hosting. There's so many. Most difficult part is if you have the talent to stand out, to make something special no one else can offer, then go for it. If you don't
like Andy's
think about
sixth toe.
Yeah, exactly like that.
What?
If you have a sixth toe, you can go into a feet contest. You're something special. You're gonna get noticed.
Yeah, Andy's sixth toe is gonna be a thing.
So it's just a bit overcrowded now. Is that what you're saying? Hard to stand out. Hard to get out there.
Yeah, it has been for many years though. But
Yeah.
it's really, really difficult. So either you say, okay, I'm gonna in it for a long haul. I'm gonna be consistent. I'm gonna. I shut my servers down a couple of times. If you're consistent and you have a really great idea, something special, not just another copy of Day One or Zero or Hard Home or something like that. Just be different.
See a lot of like vanilla servers now as well. Like a lot of people just want to host. Usually from streamers, they'll just host a vanilla server. Now, whether that's like to host their events or whatever, but having just a vanilla server is not enough to say, yeah, I'll go play that one, because it never works, does it really?
It never works. Yeah, I had a really close to vanilla server and nobody ever played on it. The thing is that the PC folks, they want to have some creature comforts. I got yelled at all the time. So why you don't have auto run on your servers? Because I hate it. It's stupid. I don't want people to run from spawn to TC in 25 minutes and then they get up. I want it to be a challenge, at least a little bit of a challenge.
But you are keeping one server up and running, aren't you, Sal?
Yeah, that's to explain the story, or should we talk about it later?
Let's do it.
No,
it's not the perfect time because we're gonna do events first.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to track onto events.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we do events first and then move on to the story? Because what I'm thinking, right? Sauer. Now I'm going to do some background into my thoughts.
Yeah.
You put out a big tweet, and you were saying if you want to know more, listen to the episode. Well, now those bastards have got to listen to the whole fucking episode.
This is marketing, Dave. See, that's how it works.
Yeah, I'm less aggressive. I'm actually more aggressive. It's go around on servers and ask people if they go on podcasts, and no, and then if they didn't, I shot them. I legged them. I legged them in Electro.
That's what we're doing. We're legging all of our listeners right now and making them wait till the end. And if any of them skip right now, I'm going to be fucking furious.
That's more than what you do on Sauer's fucking servers, Andy. He made some geezer strip down in front of him just for a friendly DayZ podcast t-shirt. This is ridiculous slander. This is not what happened. Look, I was naked, I was freshy, I was running, and I ran into Hipkel, who's a member of the Discord, is interactive on Twitter and all that stuff.
Yeah.
My brother saw him first. I was with my brother saw him. Andy, there's a gear guy, and I was like, oh shit, and we're both fresh. It's like we're about to die. We had nowhere to go. So I did what any friendly would do, and I said, "Hello, are you friendly?" And he was like, "Wait a minute, let me come up there." And he came up, said hello, and he went, "Oh, is it Andy and Valon from Friendly DayZ podcast?" And I was like, "Oh, well, it's Andy, and then that's my knob brother." And then he just basically gave me all of his gear, and I swapped it for a t-shirt. I did not ask for a thing. Actually, in fact, the only thing I asked for was a car battery, which he's not going to have on him. And if he did, he's using it for something. So you can shut up with your bullshit, Dave, all right? Because I'm not having it. I'm a friendly guy.
Hip Kelp, I feel sorry for what you had to go through. All right, there's you need to call up the number at any time for any mental health issues that he's
friendly.
Go 800 friendly.
I am friendly for sake.
He was actually friendly there. There was no when someone turned his back, started punching out people in an event or anything like that. Properly friendly.
Oh, so not like you. Okay, that's good. Okay. Hello.
All right, so then that leads us now to our next segment as such, is events. Now, Sarah, you host the DayZ Taskmaster event, which Andy won your first ever event, which was kind of like your 4-year birthday of hosting servers, weren't it?
Champion.
Yeah, indeed, yeah.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed being in the second episode of DayZ Taskmaster. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I come a narrow second. I was so close.
Yeah, you killed the wrong person. That was the problem. So you should.
Well, I was actually going to go around. I was actually going to go around instead of actually fishing for myself. I was actually going to go around and slice and dice by the coast.
I was surprised nobody did it.
Oh, if I wouldn't have panicked on that first person I killed, and actually got his bones for more hooks and bone knives, that I could have done it. But I thoroughly enjoyed it though. I really, really did enjoy it. And like I said, next time Andy will probably be shoutcasting, I'll probably be partaking.
Well, no, next one, we're both shoutcasting.
I said, like, if Sauer's got too many shoutcasters, I can bounce into partaking.
The other champion from episode 2, Gibbs and Pieces, is shoutcasting as well.
Yeah.
Because obviously you guys are no longer allowed to play. Well, Dave is, Andy is not. And of course, Gibbs is not allowed anymore either because of the really highly coveted PD figurine by the end of the year. Where you have to fight each other for the trophy. Not in real life.
I mean, I'd be terrible at both, so this is gonna, yeah.
You might want to do a little cut in between. Should I explain why I did this particular event?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. It needs no cut, mate. We'll make it nice and smooth. Don't worry about that. I'll sort it out.
So the reason is, as I mentioned before, I'm a really small fish in a pond for DayZ, especially events. I tried to host an event last year, a small streamer event where I only wanted to invite small streamers, less than 250 people subscribed, and it failed miserably. I got no applications.
Huh.
And then I thought, 4 people, I think, was it originally. That's just not enough for a PvP event. And then I thought, I've been watching DayZ Taskmaster since season 1.
The normal Taskmaster.
Sorry, the Taskmaster, not DayZ Taskmaster.
Yeah, with Greg Davis in it. Yeah,
with Greg Davis and little Alex Horn. And I thought that should be possible to do in DayZ. I mean, not like it is in Taskmaster and the show, where you have basically a single candidate and you give them the tasks, because it would be awesome to do that, but there's still no way to show video in game.
Yeah.
You can say, okay, you put up a big screen, everybody looks at it and sees what the other contestants did for that task. That would be really awesome. And I don't want to get in trouble with Channel 4 either. I don't want to get it too close. But I really thought, okay, that might work. So I wrote down a couple of tasks where I thought, okay, that might work. Basically, I started it. I said, okay, let's see how it goes. And luckily, she hates the name, Queen of Events, the Ariana, said immediately, so, oh, you know what? I'm going to shoutcast it. If you need to shoutcast her, I'm gonna do that, and that was pretty much perfect. So for the second episode at least, so the first one, we didn't have a lot of people. Some dropped even out then later, but the second one was basically the main event where I said, okay, now I'm getting serious. I built assets for the game. I built a studio and that sort of thing, and just to make it nice and special.
Well, this is exactly what you're saying is people struggle with servers, is that you need to have something different. And who has done an event like this? Like, do you know what I mean? This is that different thing that you're looking for. I think you smashed it.
Well, I think this is your niche, man. I think this is you. This is you now.
Yeah, so I just tried to make it my own, more or less. So after how long ago was it? 2 weeks ago, I believe, there was a Gladiator event.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
Also based on a TV show, which is pretty awesome. I really like to see that. I'm kind of bored of just PvP events.
Yeah.
Ariana always makes something special, which I really, really like. So there's always a twist in her events.
Yeah.
And but I don't want to partake in an event where it's just shooty. I was a contestant on Sunday on an event as well. I even streamed it. I came second as well, like Dave.
Second is nowhere, Sour. You know that.
I'm just doing this podcast with a bunch of losers.
Yeah, I know, man.
Yeah, sorry. I never come first. That's not gonna happen.
We lids. He's very generous. He's a generous lover.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Nanu made an event on Sunday. OGT hosted it, and it was really fun as well. It wasn't the island ended with a car race, and that's one thing I'm really good at is driving in DayZ.
What's really the criteria for this DayZ Taskmaster? What are you looking for? You're looking for, say, a few more people, lower time streamers, or people? Or are you happy for just normal players to partake?
Anybody's welcome.
Anybody's
welcome. If you like to have fun, if you want to play unusually in DayZ, that's your thing. You don't have to stream, nothing. Just take part in it and have a good time.
We will link the registration form in our Discord, and so feel free if you want to partake, just to put your interest down, and Sarah will contact you. You're planning to do one once a month, aren't you?
Roughly once a month. I believe right now I had the schedule set in my head for every 5 weeks, and then there's the final is going to be in December, and I'm going to try to make the December one a charity event as well. So fingers crossed we find a nice charity. So I'm happy for any suggestions. If somebody wants to hop on my Discord and say, oh, I have an idea, this is a nice charity where everybody can get behind, or as many people as possible. And we can make this a charity.
That's a really good idea, dude.
That's a really, really good idea, actually.
It's a little bit more difficult. I did once a 24-hour stream, and I got for charity, I believe it was $60 total.
Oh.
So that was quite hard.
Hey, look, it's better than nothing. It's better than nothing.
No, fuck it. It's not better than nothing, Dave. Fuck that.
He got more than $1 an hour. It's all good, man.
Yeah, there was a bit of a regret that it wasn't more in the end, because it was difficult, and I suffered for it for a week in the end. Yeah, so it was really, really hard. But I think with a couple of people in, it would totally make sense to say, okay, everybody who streams puts in a donation link, and then we're gonna see if we can get a couple of bucks together.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because I streamed for my very first time on your episode 2, and at the start I didn't quite enjoy it. I found it very confusing, trying to keep up with the task and trying to talk to people, because I had a few people popping in and out and stuff. And then, but Andy used to stream before when Andy streamed during our the COVID times, and actually got done quite well, didn't you, Andy? To be fair.
Well, I did so well that I don't do it anymore, I guess. So not that well.
I don't know. You were getting a good 15 people watching.
What?
Yeah, about that.
That's the top 1% of Twitch.
Yeah, probably, because a lot of people sit there with 0.
Yeah.
Really?
Seriously, yeah. So
you got over 100 and something people follows, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you done excellent, man. I thought you done great.
You. What was What was your question?
There was no question.
For fuck's sake. You just wanted to say that, yeah, Andy did that once. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying that.
That gives a
No,
fuck.
I'm just saying that I streamed for the first time during the second DayZ event, and yeah, it was difficult, and I just, but I really enjoyed the event though. That one with the dog was quite difficult because
You hadn't seen that mod before, yeah.
No, I'd never seen that mod before, but the fishing one was just. Oh, it was so. And the leg breaking one. You are a cruel man, Sarah. You are a cruel man. I won that one. I think I won that one.
You did by miles, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of people struggled with that one.
So what I'd done was I got a splint ready, and then I fell off of I think a couple of times, broke my leg, I touched the splint, and just before I got to the door, then crawled in.
Yeah.
Was that how you expected the winner to win?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I surpassed expectations.
So in Taskmaster, so if your listeners ever watch the show, there's always a sneaky way to get to a task as quickly as possible. For almost every task, there is a sneaky way. So,
because you've got the DayZ cow, not DayZ, you got the Taskmaster cow there that says a little thing in the ear. That was
exactly.
funny.
Check the plums. And
was that Gibbs and Pieces won that one? That's what made him win the thing, wasn't it?
No, Gibbs did not win this one.
No.
Oh. No, he didn't win this one. So, for example, the leg breaking, there was just south of the studio, there's a hotel. There was a bear trap hidden in there. And the most annoying one, where the game crashed because somebody went too far outside of the map.
Yeah, we got sabotaged on that one, man. That was out of order.
Every group did, yeah. But Lad did the best job in this case. So there was a tiny aircraft carrier right just behind a rock on Despawn Island, where you could just stand on top of it.
Oh, that's disgusting.
For example, yeah. And then there were the 25 kilogram plums, of course, in the first task. Yeah.
That was crazy.
So running these events, obviously, you do a lot of like custom assets for it. Like even you made us t-shirts. You made pretty much everybody t-shirts, didn't you? For the event, you grabbed their logo, which is fucking incredible. That personal touch is brilliant. So I understand those things and set building and things like that take a long time. But what is like the most difficult thing to get right for the event, whether it's like on the day or whether it's the setup, or what are the hardest parts?
So the hardest part is coming up with tasks which don't take too long. So that is that was the mistake I did in the first episode, for example. The looking for something special basically and bringing it back, that can take a long time. There was the issue with the maps, for example. When I sent you in the episode 1 to look for a map and stand in front of one of the waypoint maps and on the map, I even removed one waypoint just to confuse people. That should have been easy because I looked around. There were about 15 maps in the vicinity, but nobody found it. That's the most difficult part, basically, because I thought it's going to be quick and easy. They have to run quite a bit to get to the waypoint map, and then it's going to be fine. It took so long, I had to skip 2 other tasks I had on the back end.
Wow.
And nobody did it. Nobody finished it. Yeah. So that's the most difficult part, basically, to come up with something which can be done quick, but might seem really difficult.
A lot of planning, which I guess is why you're doing it once every 5 weeks, right? So
yeah. I mean, I can't do it more often. There's no way.
No.
The last one, it took me really full 5 weeks. Every day I had to work on it. So it's quite a lot of work. Yeah. I mean, I did a little bit more than I needed to be honest.
Thoroughly enjoyable though, and your good work is like reaping its rewards. It's like really good.
So on the night before I placed the caravan, I said, I need a caravan. and then I made a caravan as well, yeah. So like it is on the set on the Taskmaster house.
You got that little blow up swimming pool in the garage, and a lot of people were like, "Can I fish in here? Is this a little thing that he's done?"
No, this one would sadly not work. Yeah,
I didn't know whether it was like something that you could do, like, and someone's actually just catching fish right by the studio.
Yeah, so for the fishing, there was no real shortcut. That was pretty much the only one.
There was. So if you cut someone,
Yeah, if you cut somebody up,
Yeah,
that's a
you cut 'em up.
shortcut.
Yeah, fuck 'em up.
If you cut them short, then you have your shortcut.
Yeah. Oh, fair play though. And as well as I wanted to say is like, I bet you get a little bit nervous a couple of hours to an hour before because you might have dropouts and you don't really want to be putting on an event and loads of people just dropping out. So I bet you have a little bit of anxiousness, worry about that.
Yeah, that's basically the biggest thing, especially since I do prepare. Each and every player gets their own shirt and everything. And of course, there's a white list, so not everybody can just hop in. So I have to fiddle around. So on that episode, I wasn't even sure. There was supposed to be a VIP task where somebody spawns in, and the teams need to figure out who it is with only yes and no questions. And I wasn't sure if it's going to work. If it did get a confirmation, he's going to show up, but then sadly he didn't. And the reason was the 120 issues.
They what? Sorry.
It was the 120 problems. They were working hard on it. It was somebody from the DayZ team.
Scotty B.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
I would have won it. Oh man, I would have won the thing. Oh, Scotty, you could have won me it.
Yeah, Scotty was supposed to come in.
Oh, that would have been fun, man. That would have been good. Yeah.
Well, you could have done it next time.
He still can do it with anybody else. He could even use Scotty B again, double dupe us.
If it's gonna happen, then it's gonna be a little bit later, most likely. Have to see how it turns out. I do have some guests, asked some guests at least. Some might show up. Not sure yet if it's gonna work for next episode.
Don't give anything away.
No, I'm not gonna give anything away. It's a little bit difficult to find somebody who maybe everybody knows, or at least somebody in the team who knows. So, okay. I think it might be that person or so. That's why it's a team task, because there's for sure somebody, a player in there, has no idea who that is, never heard of the name.
Yeah, there's going to be someone.
Not everybody who plays DayZ knows Scotty. I mean, that's the
drama there. Yeah, just like I've never heard his voice, so I wouldn't know.
No, the voice wouldn't play a role anyways, because they have just to move their head.
Oh, okay.
Depending, because they could give it away. Somebody has a really well recognizable voice, like Soviet Womble, for example, then they would either say, "Oh, that's NDIO."
Friendly?
Andy didn't believe me how old you were. How old are you, Sal?
51.
I fucking told you.
What?
Yeah, I'm a fucking old man.
Well, actually, no. I
Jeff.
actually pointed out to him he's only halfway through his life.
I hope not. God damn it.
Be 102. I don't want to be 102.
No.
6.
Freaking
Can
not.
you imagine that? Fuck that.
I'm gonna live till I'm 106.
Really?
Yep.
I don't want to see much past 70, to be fair.
Yeah, me neither. No freaking way.
All the Skittles I eat, mate, I'm definitely gonna be living to 106.
You're going to have no teeth by the time you're 42, mate. You're gone.
Next week.
Yeah. That's why I grew up with a black and white TV. I mean, there's a reason for that. we were poor, but not that poor.
Oh, I got a guy at work that he was born in 64, and I keep winding him up and say he was at the 66 World Cup final.
Oh, shit.
I was like, fuck, I can't believe you were there watching us beat the Germans.
Yeah, so I always tell people, because I'm a car racing guy as well. I don't own a car anymore, but I used to race myself, and I was watching Formula One since I remember. And I always tell people when they say, "Oh, I've been watching Formula One for like ever." So, well, I saw Niki Lauda lose his ear on TV.
Oh shit! I met Niki Lauda twice, man.
I never met him.
He used to fly plane. He used to be a pilot. He used to fly a plane. Once he used to fly into Luton Airport like once every 3 weeks to pick up Lewis Hamilton. It was epic.
Oh wow! I mean, he had his own. What was it called again? God damn it! Now I'm losing.
Aviation company, and he had his own coaching. He done his own coaching as well. He coached
Lauda Air and
his Challenger 60 used to come in every 3 weeks to pick up Lewis Hamilton for his flights. And when he was on autopilot, I heard he was coaching, talking with Lewis Hamilton about all the turns and everything of the tracks that he was doing. Like I've heard it, they were doing all the training inside like this plane while they're on their little journeys and stuff. I was like, bloody hell, that's epic. And I don't know if you've ever seen that film. Have you seen that film with Chris Hemsworth and the geezer that plays Zebo?
Thor.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Dick.
That one.
No, what's that one called? I forget the name of it now. What?
Yeah, I
Rush.
forgot it as well.
Rush.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. They made him look. The guy who plays Zebo looks very similar to him, man. It's actually so good what they've done with that film.
Yeah, they had to mess up his teeth a little bit, but it worked quite well. Yeah.
I'll do your dentist a favor and knock them fuckers out.
It was actually a decent movie.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. And you lived through that time.
I did. Yeah.
Bloody hell! And now it's a film
So
in color.
That was actually on. I did see that on a black and white TV as well. When that happened, yeah, that was not called the film was then, yeah. But the now I have to think. I was 3 years old, I believe, when it happened.
Wow.
Yeah, and my first word was auto.
Oh, auto.
Not mama, papa, nothing. Auto. That was my first word.
I wanted my nieces to be avocado, but it was just fucking mum.
Ah, damn it.
What? Why?
Because I kept saying to her, avocado.
Why is that is not going to be anybody's first word, Dave?
That's like when you babysit a parrot and then teach him naughty words in the time.
Yeah,
Like a
fuck. You could have just
Furby.
said fuck over and over. You do that. Well, I mean, we got distracted a little bit on keeping it all in, though. So, hello.
Right, so we're moving on to the next section, which was talking about what's going on with your servers.
Well, I shut almost every server down besides one single map, which is the only map I created myself. That's the Utes map.
Wait,
And,
hold the phone. Hold
yeah.
the phone. You created that map?
Yeah.
Like from scratch?
Well, so Utes is open source by Bohemia,
Mm-hmm.
but there are no missions files or anything, so it doesn't run in DayZ. It's not like you can just download it, pack it, upload it, and it runs. So there is somebody who uploaded it as a mod,
Yeah.
but there's nothing. So it doesn't work. You cannot just load it up and be happy, wander around, you have everything. So you have to write mission files, as it's called. So you have to make an area flags map. That's the information where all the different tier zones are in.
Yep.
You have to set points where zombies spawn, where a contaminated area is, where the loot is supposed to spawn, and that sort of thing. So, and I was surprised nobody ever did it.
Oh, okay.
I have. You.
I mean, yeah, I did, yeah. And I do remember the map from, so you couldn't play it in Armor, if I recall correctly. But if you do a training mission, then you have a training mission in Utes. And Utes is just southeast of Generous.
Yeah, I saw you posted about the map. Yeah.
So it's basically supposed to be originally was supposed to be in DayZ. So the Utes map was supposed to be in DayZ. There was talk about it before they switched the engine that Utes is going to be part of it. And so I thought, okay, I'm gonna try it. I have been working on a map for 3 years, I believe.
Right.
And every bloody update broke it again, so it's not out. It's 4 times the size of Janaros.
Ooh.
It's really big. It's a tropical map as well. And I think now I have time, since I shut down every map. Now I have time. I might be working on it again. And there's another map I'm planning, which is going to be really small, though.
Well, I hope so, man. That sounds good. It sounds future, you know? Not something for the future.
So the reason behind it was basically I knew I was hosting Novistrana, which you, thanks guys, advertised quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Advertising manager was on top of that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I paid for it. No, I didn't. Sorry.
cut.
Cut the recording. We've got to pay for these t-shirts somehow, man.
Need to pay for these maps that are not being sent out.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one thing I'm always fairly good at. I find maps on the workshop nobody plays, basically, and then I take a look at them. I say, okay, this one has potential. I have to change a couple of things, but that's going to be good. And Novistrana wasn't played at all. I mean, his Discord had, I believe, 60 people in it or something. And So I set it up. Had a huge issue with grass flicker. I made a ticket in his Discord and did never get a response. Okay, that's a bit sucky. I had a couple of streamers which hopped onto the map. That was Dave. Everyone knows Dave rolled the advertising ball for me. That was really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And had a couple of streamers. Some hopped out immediately because of the flicker. So I can't do that.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the guy who created the map, he was on vacation, so I picked the perfect timing. He was on vacation, came back, wrote back in panic, and then he said, "Oh, he watched every stream. He fixed the map now, and he's gonna implement the changes I did to the map as well, to his map." And and then it was pretty good for 2 weeks, and then it died down a little bit, and then I got a message one day. Is that he's gonna remove Novistrana off the workshop because it is part of Taviana. And the creator of Taviana is not really happy with that. He was able to fight the DMZ takedowns because he did use everything was open source he used.
Okay.
He was still filing for it. Every time he was filing for DMZ, and then he said he's gonna take it down sometime. Yeah, and on yesterday it went down.
So so how did that situation? Because obviously that sucks. It's one of your better maps, or at least like population wise. How did that lead to you saying, right, I'm fucking that one off, but I'm also fucking off 6 other servers?
So it's not the first time this happened to me. I have to say that. So there used to be Eden before.
Yep.
Which I was still running on a backup, basically. So Eden was the same problem. That was my only full pop server I had since I started the server hosting here in Germany again.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly it was gone. Everything. The Discord was gone. The map was gone. Everything was gone. So okay, that sucks. And immediately the people jumped ship. They didn't come back anymore, even though there was a backup I was able to use.
Yeah.
They didn't come back anymore, and I understand. I mean, it's basically, you say, okay, this house has been firebombed before. It still smells burned. What could go wrong? Nobody's gonna throw a Molotov in there again. So yeah, it's really difficult. And then there's the other problem. In general, some maps are not getting developed in the direction I like. I'm not calling the maps out or anything, and the other ones were just dead. I mean, there was had no players on Iztek. Essica was nothing. I replaced Essica with Novistrana, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Essica, I worked 2 months on it.
We love Essica, me and Andy.
Yeah, I did wonder why it said I'd played it like a month ago or whatever. And I was like, I'm sure I've not played this map. But you obviously just replaced the server.
Yeah, so the Essica map, I made so many changes. I integrated basically secret areas and that sort of thing. And nobody ever played it. I had it full once for a Spanish streamer. I'd made an event for him.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. I mean, it never got any traction anymore. Essica was already on the way down. And now it's basically, it was completely dead. Turkestan never took off again. Had a couple of glory weeks. That was pretty much it. And I said, okay, is it really worth my time to do the upkeep? Because I have to update an empty server as well as I have to do a full server. It doesn't matter. It takes exact same amount of time. And so is it really worth it to do that? And it's really not. I mean, if I would be a smart person with a sense of business, I would have shut it down a long, long time ago. And everybody, all my friends told me, so I said, God damn, shut it down. It's really not worth it. And said, yeah, but I would like. So my mantra was always, I like to give players an option. So
yeah, you definitely give everyone an option.
Yeah, so
plenty of servers.
I graded my servers basically on difficulty with a star system. I say, okay, it's from 1 to 5 stars. You want to be somewhat in the middle, play a 2 or 3 star server. You don't like the map, there's another one which the same settings roughly. Then there's the hardcore servers like Nomalsk, like Turkestan. I made them really, really difficult. There's EAI running around as well. And so okay, I like to give an option because I like to have options as well. You don't want to eat every day the same stuff. That's not how humans roll. On the other hand, what it did is basically it just split my little player base I had. So they always try out the new servers. Pripyat was the other issue, for example, what I had. So Pripyat was really popular as well. And then the mapmaker uploaded a video on YouTube and posted it in Discord. And yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to go into that, but basically they pulled that map down off of the workshop as well, right? So
yeah, because of the backlash. Yeah, so
Yes.
that was the main thing. So basically, he had just either a complete mental breakdown or something. But his viewpoints I cannot support. I removed it before I got taken down, actually, so I was a bit faster on this one.
yeah,
I posted it to my community. I said, sorry guys. I even uploaded the video because I knew it's going to disappear from YouTube. So here's the video. That's the reason why.
Yeah, here's the rationale. This is why I've done it. And yeah, fair play.
Yeah. Because in the end, I mean, the thing is, it's always I'm the bad person. You know, if I do something, if I say, okay, that map is not worth it, I'm gonna shut it down. Then somebody writes, well, I just started playing on it. That sucks, and blah blah blah. Yeah,
there's always one.
Yeah, there's always one person, you know. But I'm not a rational person at all. I'm driven by my heart, more or less. I say, okay, it hurts me.
He's driven by lust. He's driven by lust, yeah. Andy.
I'm too old for that. So the thing is, really, it hurts me when the vanilla launcher bug came up. I said, what the heck is going on? Why are my servers empty? I mean, seriously, I mean, I never had a full pop server. I mean, not really, not constantly full pop. But suddenly there's one player, nothing, one player. I had on a Saturday, I had 12 servers running and there were 2 people playing. That never happened before.
Disheartening when you say you have to put in all of that work to all of those servers, and then you're constantly fighting maps getting taken down, mods breaking your servers, and all of that stuff, and all the work you have to put in behind it, and then for that to just be kind of like the cherry on top. I guess I kind of get it. I would have thrown in the towel as well, really.
Yes, hard.
The thing was, I didn't notice. I had no idea that the vanilla launcher is broken. Because I had all my servers in favorites, obviously, and I could still see them. I could access them with vanilla launcher, no problem. But when you search for them, they don't show up. And I know there wasn't only me. So it hit a couple of people. Rockaroo shut down his servers now as well.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, he shut down his servers as well.
Yeah, the Endure servers, didn't he?
The Endure servers just a couple of days ago, because the same happened to him. So it's not just the poor little Sauwercraud who got hit. We got hit all hard. So day 1 and 0 obviously are always lucky. They always find a way somehow. It seems, I have no idea how, but they still show up. But it broke the camel's back, and especially since I trained my people to use vanilla launcher only. So because it was just more reliable with loading mods and everything.
Yeah,
DayZ when you launch and say, PBO error, and it doesn't prompt you that there was a mod update or anything. So yeah, that was the main reason. I was really, really upset. I was extremely upset. I filed a report after a player told me, said, "Oh, I can't find your servers on the vanilla launcher." So, and I said, "Well, yeah, of course you can. I mean, I see them all." I said, "No, just try to search for them." Nothing showed up.
Oh, they have admitted that there's a problem, and they just say that they're working on it, but there's no movement, is there?
They did. It took them a week and a half to admit it, more or less. But there was a reason. Scotty sent me a message on Twitter as well, a PM. Said, "Yeah, sorry, dude, what happened? It sucks." And they were completely overwhelmed with issues they found, and they had to work.
And, I bet they've been working hard, man. Like,
yeah, but this is a major flaw. The thing is, what would DayZ be without community servers? That's
true. I mean, it's pushed the game forward. It kept the game alive at one point.
So without the modders and without the community servers, the thing is, really barely any one of us makes money. I mean, there are servers who rack in money with DayZ, but the main thing is we do it out of passion.
I was going to say, it's not about the money at all, is it?
It's passion for the game, and it is passion for the player base. the only thing which drove me is basically to see people enjoy my servers. So they're having fun, they're having a good time. They finally played on a server where they can spawn in a dog and have fun with it. That's exactly the reason behind it. That's my driving force. That's what kept me working extra 20 hours a week on top of my normal day job. That's my satisfaction what I'm get basically.
Yeah, I'll commend you for that as well, because it's, and sometimes it's a thankless task. Like you said, like you shut down a server because it becomes a little bit unviable, and then you get that one person, you're like, oh, why didn't I keep it open for him? Do you know what I mean? But because you do wear your heart on your sleeve.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, when I saw players playing again on I believe it was Saturday or Sunday, there were still players suddenly on Eden again. So what the heck? It's really weird. That's usually the server. So there was always the thought behind it. So okay, I'm gonna shut this map now down because nobody plays it. And of course, at that same time, somebody plays it. I say, well, now I can't shut it down. He enjoys
because
it.
that one person's having fun.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just not a rational thought anymore. That's like being addicted and say, oh, I'm fighting for every single player. I mean, you do. But it shouldn't be this way. That's the problem. So now I made the decision. I'm just gonna host exclusive maps because I cannot afford exclusive mods. But I can afford exclusive maps. I can say, okay, this map is you can only play it on the gaming can servers, and that's it.
That's a great idea. I mean, I was going to move into, hey, what's the future for you, really? And we kind of already touched on it a little bit. But, I mean, if you're, like, in process of making a couple of maps as well, and, like, a small one and a larger one, and who knows, that might absolutely kick off, you know, and so that will be exactly what your servers are for.
I can give you some insight in the future. So I finally, after the 1.20 update, I was working on a Gennaros overhaul. So it's basically what you saw when you played the DayZ Taskmaster.
Oh, okay.
That is the map. So it's gonna be a DayZ live server.
This was RP though, isn't it?
It's RP ish. You don't have to. So you don't have to play RP. I mean, it makes more sense in on that map.
Andy loves
to play RP. Yeah, I hear it. So I'm not a huge RP player either. So there was a mod for Armor 3. Altis Life was it called. I enjoyed the heck out of it. In a group, it's the best thing you can play. It's amazing. It's really, really good. And there's a modder. He's a German guy as well, who made this almost the same for DayZ. Nobody plays it. It's so weird. I said, okay, I'm gonna try it, but I'm gonna come up with a lore because people like lores, it seems. It's basically plays pre the infection. So it's 10 years before the infection. Everybody lives their normal life. There's no wrecked cars. There's no military blockades or anything like that. So there's only 2 military areas in general. The airfield is clear. There's no rubbish anywhere. I removed over 16,000 objects off the map and replaced them with good ones. So there are no ruins. There's nothing. So it's basically like it used to be in, let's say, mid-80s or something like that. So that's basically the idea behind it. So you can play. There's no infected, obviously, but there might be a clue why there was an infection. That I can spoil. But I'm still working on it, so it's going to take a while. Then the next map is going to be called Jupiter. That's from PediWiddy. He's working on a map right now, and it's going to be an exclusive map as well.
Oh, that's great. So you've got like your own little co-op kind of thing, haven't you? Your own little cooperative with yourself, PediWiddy, and I don't know how much everybody knows Dave is involved with things, but he seems to be quite involved in that side of things, whether it would be with yourself or not. But
so for Dave, I did something else. I had a long voice chat with him yesterday. His events are going to be hosted on my server in the future. So basically, what I got rid of, he can use, and he can host his servers because his server is not that beefy. It's basically just a standard PC, and his internet connection isn't that great. And he does an awesome job with events as well. So okay, whatever you need, I'm gonna make you an account on my server. Do as you wish, and not charging money or anything for it. It's just I said you don't have to mention gaming can or whatever. This is a Dave thing, and You do it. I'm happy to help you.
See, you're still leading with your heart there, Sal, mate. You could have got at least
Yeah,
$5 out of him.
No. I mean, really, Dave is a very special guy. Extremely funny, and he has a really awesome community where people basically do modding for free because they're enthusiastic about it. They have put a heart in it, and as well, it's an awesome community, and I highly support that stuff.
Friendly!
Seems we're gonna have to move on to the next section. We've been recording now for an hour and 12 minutes, haven't we?
Just a tip.
Someone's been listening.
We've been recording my recording says an hour and 22.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so I got a bit of I guess maybe the intro and whatever. I don't know whether we should make a two-parter, Dave.
A two-parter? Can always have Sour back. He's not like he's going anywhere.
No, what I mean is like split this episode into two because it's fucking long.
That's more money. Yay!
No,
shit, dude.
no,
You
no, I'll probably keep it as one, to be fair. We don't really know how two-parters would work.
Well, two-parters don't particularly work at the moment.
You don't work at the moment.
Didn't you have a two-parter with Fungal?
Yeah, and Nacho Average Nick.
Well, yeah, they're like the Dream
right?
Run, that Dream Run thing.
That was a special one, though, yeah. We DayZ people are crazy and a small community as well. We should stick together. There should not be any infighting or name calling or something like that. I see us all as a family.
Well, yeah, and that's why we get on so well with the guys from the 87.8 other podcast, because we don't step on each other's toes. We're completely different genres, and we're both to each other's needs, you know. So we do our thing, they do their thing. It's not particularly similar, and and we still both get to have the space. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think you swim in the same pond. It's not like
that was a good analogy.
Yeah, it's really perfect. Basically, you have a podcast, and they have a live series, more or less.
Yeah, infomercial, information.
Yeah, it's. I would say it's really almost completely different. The only thing is the subject matter is the same, but besides, it's fairly different.
Yeah.
All right. So, have you got a Just the Tip for us?
I do.
Oh.
I do.
Right.
How deep do you want to get in?
Oh.
How deep is your love?
So I have actually two.
Zip. Oh, right.
So I know I'm an overachiever. I'm sorry about it. So, but it's in similar vein. So
we'll allow it
as a DayZ player. So just a tip: as a DayZ player, join empty servers.
This isn't you pushing people towards your empty servers.
Yeah.
Is it sour? Like,
well, I don't have that many anymore, so it's highly unlikely. No, but seriously, do just try it. Don't play what everybody plays. Just try something else and see if you like it. First, you might have a completely different experience than you ever had in DayZ. Secondly, you make probably a server hoster really happy.
yes.
So yeah, you can just come out of nowhere wearing this weird red costume with red eyes and just scare you.
Exactly,
like, you can literally do that. You're the only one on the server.
Well, I said, what's cooking? what's for lunch?
I was defrosting food and he came out of nowhere wearing some fucking gear from like Silent Night.
Yeah. So seriously, I mean, the thing is, I learned a lot about server hosting by joining other servers which are empty. I was just looking around, snooping around, and most of the time the same happened to me. The admin suddenly spawned in and said, "Hey, dude, do you need anything? Is everything okay? Is everything running right?" And that sort of thing. You can make somebody stay with it. I kid you not. It's absolutely. This is the achievement server hosters need. So okay, somebody's finally playing my server. The second is hitting in the same vein. It's not necessarily DayZ related. Try to join a streamer who has no viewers and make a friend for life.
And he doesn't stream anymore.
Yeah, sadly. No, but seriously, that's a thing I do a lot. When I'm on Twitch, I watch. I don't watch. Am I allowed to say that even? I don't watch Running Man's.
You're gonna break Dave's heart.
He's a national fucking treasure.
Yeah, I know.
He's like David Attenborough
I feel bad
Running
about it,
Man.
but he's not gonna notice if I watch or not.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. You know?
This is true.
So, but I really like to hop in streams, DayZ streams, where 4 people are watching only, you know, and then I can
Yeah.
make somebody stay. So that doesn't cost me anything.
So this is just the tip, like, for a better community, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We didn't say the tip was particularly a tip. This is just a general tip, and we like it.
Yeah, that's really a general tip. So the just be kind to each other, help each other out, and you're gonna make friends.
Don't cut them up for their bones.
Yeah, exactly. Don't cut up your friends.
Don't pretend you're going to be punching the zombie and then punch them out. Okay, I see where you're going.
Be friendly.
Friendly, a DayZ podcast.
Not Toxic DayZ podcast. That's my own spin-off.
Hey man, do you want to be friends? Okay. Right. What now? We outroing?
Oh, do we need to? No, we need to do video of the week because we're doing it every other week.
Oh yeah.
No, you did it last week.
No, we didn't.
That can't be right.
No, we didn't. We binned it off. I got binned.
Oh, you got binned? I thought you did it because you were talking about it.
We didn't. We didn't bin it.
Dave, he hasn't listened to it. He hasn't listened to the episode.
I did. I did.
He's not listened to it. Should we kick him? Should we kick him out?
I listened to.
Oh, Sauer's gone.
I listened to it again today, actually. This time on Apple Podcast. I wanted to mention something else. I totally forgot about it.
Go on.
I even asked Dave about it. What was the first creator you saw streaming DayZ or playing in DayZ?
Oh
yeah. You wanted to ask us questions.
Whoa,
actually. Fair play.
the anti-interview.
Yeah.
Let me interview you.
Yeah. Now listen here. I'm running this show.
Andy, you want to answer first?
Yeah, for me, it's absolutely Minder because he was the first one that I saw on YouTube. So I used to watch him on YouTube, and then thought, "Hey, what's this Twitch thing?" I only know one person on Twitch, so I searched for Minder.
I found out Twitch through Andy, but I watched the Baby Nades.
Okay.
Baby Nades was the first guy that I ever watched on YouTube. There's the way he just, where he like. You see him doing his run, and he goes onto the map and draws a line where he ran round and flanked.
Yeah.
Oh, that was just another level.
He's got like a great voice as well, hasn't he, Nades? Baby Nades.
And he barely streams now.
Nah.
And he went on to, tried to transition like Sour Sweet did from YouTube to Twitch. Didn't particularly work. Went back to YouTube, and now he doesn't stream at all. He just releases videos like once in every blue moon. And yeah, he's a shame because he was just such a great YouTuber.
So now I can pull out my age card. So
oh, you're Frankie, aren't you?
No, way earlier.
Oh,
Winston Churchill.
No, the player was called Gumpenstein or Gumpenstein, actually, is it correctly? He did Epoch videos. He was the reason why I started doing an Epoch server.
Oh.
And that was 10 years ago.
Oh, god damn.
Do you know, he obviously sounds German.
Ago.
He's German, obviously.
No, he's not. He is from, I believe, North or South Carolina. I'm not quite sure anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, so he played, he did an awesome job. So if you look up Gumpenstein, it's Gumpenstein on YouTube. He's a professional poker player nowadays, but he hasn't uploaded in 3 years.
Oh, wow.
But he renamed his channel just recently to Gump 2023, so he might be still alive. I hope. He hasn't uploaded in forever. He got fed up a bit. He did a couple of exposing videos on Mike Postlev for the Poker Cheater, which were kind of famous a couple of years back. And he did an exposed video on Psy Syndicate. Because he shot Psy Syndicate on the server and he got blamed for hacking or whatever. It's really interesting. He did a really great series. This was basically what Frankie became later. He started small, so it was Arma 2, DayZ mod back then, and the quality is not that great and that sort of thing. The editing is not great, but the story was awesome. Really good job. And I really hope he would come back.
Oh, well, we're going to have a look at him.
So we might want to do video of the week, and I will bring up my video of the week. I had it
I
saved.
was going to say, have you even got one?
Yeah, I've got one, you bum.
Let me just quickly search DayZ really quickly on YouTube and see what comes up.
No, it's on my saved videos. It's oh yeah, there it is. Boom.
Boom.
It was actually 2 weeks ago now. Fuck. But who cares? Who cares? All right, so this is video of the week, brought to you by Friendly DayZ podcast. So this one here is another Seal video. I know Seal's featured in a couple of them now, but Seal does create some great videos. He's a lovely Dutch fella, YouTube streamer, not a Twitch streamer, and he's done playing as a solo on an official DayZ server. Now, at the moment, I'm trying to do some things myself on official DayZ servers. I go on it every now and then, trying to complete the tasks, trying to get a full house on all them Steam achievements.
Cheating shit.
No, I haven't tied the same guy up 12 times. Playing a solo on a DayZ official DayZ server was for a streamer is extremely hard and fair play, and it's a 4-hour long. He's basically really unedited video VOD that's gone onto YouTube, but it's actually really good watch because you see some key things happen on that video. But I don't want to give it away.
Okay.
Watch it.
Okay. Is there an edited version?
Negative.
Oh.
Link in the description.
Always. Andy
Good.
always does it. Like he sends out maps.
Right, give me some sort of enticer to that video, because at the moment it just sounds like I'll just be watching a rerun of a stream of a dude on Generous. What's special about it, Dave?
No, what's special about it is just that it's very hard for a streamer to play on a official server with all the adversities he's had, especially with the new update and with a streamer going on an official server with no admins and stuff. So it's highlighted why there is a need for, especially on PC, community servers, and it's actually very good to watch and to go.
Okay.
What is completely vanilla, obviously official DayZ. You check out the loot economy, check out you'd be like, actually, when I play this community server, actually they do a really good job to, do all that sort of stuff on the server.
So you realise what you're getting in a community server.
You realise, you really
vanilla.
highlight it going,
Official.
Jesus, I'm glad I'm not back on my console playing the same official server. All right, lads, I've clapped someone on DE fucking 332. Come and get the smoke at Northwest Airfield. with your SKS, because that's the best thing you're gonna find.
I don't even remember last time I played on a vanilla server. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Challenge yourself.
On an empty one.
Yeah, I'm playing one at the moment, man. Yeah, on an empty one. Honestly, I'm trying to play it a little bit more on the official, completely vanilla official one. I'm playing on a German server at the moment, and it's quite hard, man. You can't find stuff, where you really need food, and you literally have to go hunting and stuff like that. So it's not as easy as, say, jumping on a Karma Crew server and then there'll be an unknown food can or loads of sardines and shit everywhere.
Yeah, some people just want it a little bit easier than vanilla, and
some people like it hard, like Andy. We hate.
Right, and we're moving on. Team up. Well, thank you very much, Sauwercraud, for joining us today for this deep dive, I guess, into owning a DayZ server, what's involved with it, the difficulties that you might come across, and then a little bit about your personal experience as well, especially as of recently. So, yeah, thank you very much for coming to share your story.
Thank you for your insight and highlighting, hopefully now when people play on any server, they appreciate what you guys and you do for them. You know what I mean? Because if it weren't for you guys putting all these different servers out there, then we would be stuck on official, playing the console.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. Highly appreciate your support you gave me as well. And the only billboard with Friendly you can find only on our server, so there you go.
There you go. Right, so yeah, go get a photo. Go get a screenshot of you standing in front of our billboard on Utes. Oh, wait, is it on Utes?
Yeah, it's on Utes. Yeah,
of course it is. Yeah.
Right.
Whereabouts on
No,
Utes is it?
don't tell him. Don't tell us.
Oh yeah, don't tell him. We'll find out
We'll
where
go
it is.
find it.
But also, if you bump into Andy on Utes, just make sure you don't swap all your gear for his t-shirt.
It's not
He's
worth it.
Not that cool.
Just kill me.
It's not that cool, man.
Just kill me and
Just
take
fucking
it.
Kill him, man. Just shoot him in the head and take it, man. Try not to ruin it.
That's a good point. That's another just a tip.
Just leg me. That's what you need to do.
Leg him. Leg him on the aircraft carrier so he can't swim across.
We have been recording for 1 hour and 40 minutes. This is going to be our longest episode.
But a great episode.
Well done, Sauwercraud. You had a lot to say, clearly, which means that you must have been you're a great guest. You know, we picked wisely.
It's gonna get cut down to 30 minutes, and I'm fine with it.
Honestly, I reckon I only take out about 10 minutes every episode.
There's some stuff he goes, well, we're going to cut that out. And then all he does is cut out when he says we're going to cut that out and keeps a bit in. And there's a little bit in there we say we're going to cut out.
I did notice here that any of these only there's stuff in well plus.
Yeah.